Okay, so let's talk. People have this misconception about spirituality, waking up, becoming more of your true self. They think it's a bunch of woo-woo or something hard to achieve or whatever. And yeah, in a lot of ways, it can be difficult because the more you level up, the more crap you're going to have to deal with to test your resilience, test your faith, test your knowledge and your awareness. But that's okay because all of life is a test anyway. So you might as well be taking tests that you know the answers to rather than having tests thrown at you that you're going to end up failing, right? So why not wake up? Why not learn who you really are? Why not have self-love in the right way? Why not really know what powers lie within you that you can actually use to your benefit? Right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that people would say to me, why should I wake up? I don't get that. It seems like a no-brainer to me. Maybe because I'm on the other side of the fence now. You know, I'm over there where the grass is greener. And so I can see why. So I want to help people to understand that being spiritual, being in tune with yourself, having a real connection to God has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with thinking that you're perfect. It has nothing to do with a lot of what people are thinking it has to do with. You see, I have this cup and I have a t-shirt too. Both of them were purchased for me because the people in my life that know me, they know me well enough to know I am mostly peace and love and a little bit of go fuck yourself. Because clear boundaries sometimes require you to just be like, nah, I don't think so. That's not how you can treat me. That's not who I want to be for you. Let me give you an example. We all, almost all of us, have Facebook. And we have that friends list, right? Most of the friends on my list, well, really all of them, are people that I know or am connected to in some way, shape, or form. Okay? I have this one particular friend on there who sent me an invite this morning for one of those online parties. Now, this particular friend is someone that I have personally commented on their posts, tried to interact with them, and be a real friend with them. I've invited them to real life events and parties that I was having, and they never replied. They never showed up. Nothing, right? I'm pretty much treated as nothing to this person. Well, they slipped through the cracks when I was eliminating my fake friends from the list, okay? Until today, when I got the invite. This invite, like I said, was for one of those online parties where I would have benefited her in purchasing things in the party event, right? And I very politely said to her, no, thank you. Don't include me in your party. I've invited you to several of my events. I've commented on your posts. We're not really friends. And what triggered it for me to say it this way is she opened up the conversation with, hey friend, would you like to come to my party? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're not friends, you know, and I'm not filler. I'm not filler. I know my worth. So I felt like I need to make a message to put out to the rest of you who don't understand what clear boundaries mean. It means not accepting being filler for people, right? Don't just take scraps. Don't just allow people to treat you like you're unimportant until they need you. That's clear boundaries. You see, there's a fine line between service to self and service to others that we need to really make clear and understand. I am all for service to others. We should be helping each other. We should be working in peace and harmony. We should be working from a heart space. That's the key, you see. When I do something for someone, it's because my heart calls me to do that for them. Not out of guilt, not out of fakeness, not out of taking scraps, not out of being filler. I don't need to feel important to anybody. I'm important to me. And that's all that matters. I'm important to me. This is where you need to understand those clear boundaries and that clear line between service to self and service to others. Don't put yourself out there and extend your energy and extend your boundaries to someone else to suit them out of guilt or any kind of egotistical need to feel important. Feel important to you. And if you really know who you are, like really would know who you are, you would understand that concept like a no-brainer. Because you'd be on that other side where the grass is greener. I know that I'm a powerful creator. I know that I'm God's child. I know that I can walk in blind faith and not know where in the world I'm going, and that God's got me. I know those things. I'm living that right now. I'm married to a person that I've been with for the last 4 years that was my final lesson in the narcissist, my final lesson in self-love, and my final lesson in clear boundaries. I finally got it. I finally got it. I no longer beg people for their attention. I don't beg them for their love. I don't struggle with why they don't want to love me or why they don't want to do right by me or my sweet little kids. You don't want to be a husband and a dad? Cool. We're moving on. That's okay. It's perfectly okay with me. I have no clue where we're moving on to, and I've been sitting patiently waiting for God to clear my path and show me the direction I'm going. I've had many options, but none of them felt right. So I didn't take them because I'm not taking scraps. And I'm not taking just whatever to run. I'm not running from anything. I'm going to sit patiently and I'm going to wait for God to show me the way because I trust that God has a purpose for me. I absolutely trust that. I know my mission. My life isn't perfect just because I know who I am, but it's pretty damn good. I'm thankful for what I have. I'm very thankful for everything that I have, including the roof that's over my head that allows me to sit here and be patient and wait for God to clear my path and show me the way and move the mountains that are necessary. And you should too. We don't always have to be creating just because we are creators. Sometimes you need to know when to sit down and shut up and just be still. You don't always have to be actionable just because you're a creator. And you don't always have to be happy-go-lucky and nice just because you're spiritual. People that know me in my personal life, they know that I'm a no-nonsense kind of person. I'm a for real earth angel because I'm real people. I have a sword. I just don't use it unless I have to. I don't wield it, frivolously. Though I could. I don't. And I'm also not passive. I'm not going to let you walk on me like I'm a doormat. I walk that middle ground. I used to walk with one foot in each world. And now I know how to walk on that middle ground. I know how to carry my sword on my back. and not use it. But know that it's there if I need it. I want you to know that too. Even if I'm teaching it for free. Okay, this is never about money. And I've said that 1,000, maybe a zillion times. I've said that a lot. It's not about money. Yes, it is personal. It is very personal. Because walking this earth in this lifetime, I have seen many walks of life. And all of them are jaded. All of them are in pain. Some of them act out quite ugly about it. While others are very passive and let people walk all over them. It hurts my heart to see the both. So it's very personal for me. I want you to walk in your power so that you are neither passive or aggressive, but can walk that middle ground like I do, where we get along and we are mostly peace, love, and light, and a little bit of go fuck yourself, because sometimes we need to tell people to go fuck themselves. And I know I'm probably going to lose some subscribers for the way I'm talking, for my attitude, and because I haven't fit that perfect little image of what you think an earth angel should look like. But I'm very real. I breathe. I bleed. I have feelings just like everybody else. And I'm trying to teach you how to be in touch with those feelings and know how to deal with them in the right way for you. For you. What serves you. And it's not a guilty thing to want to serve yourself. It's not. It's a healthy thing. We need healthy ego. We need healthy pride. We need healthy boundaries. Otherwise, we continue to be the meek and the weak. God doesn't want an army of weak soldiers. God wants an army of strong soldiers, brave soldiers, people who know their worth. You walk in the love and the light. You turn your cheek where it's necessary. And you draw your line in the sand with your sword where it's necessary. Stand up and be brave. And tell people, no thank you. I don't want to be your filler for your party or your whatever. Whatever it is. Be brave. Use your voice. Exercise your throat chakra. Open it up. Be proud of who you are to the point that you're unapologetically standing in that power. Not begging. Not taking scraps. Not settling for less. And settling, that's a word we need to understand as well. Because when you settle, you mean you're okay with it. That's the definition of it. Settling is acceptance of it. Being okay with it. So actually, we should be using the word unsettled. Because a lot of times when we settle for things, it's not really okay with us in our heart. It's very unsettling. It's unsatisfying. It's unfulfilling. If you are okay with the way that this or that or the other or some person treats you, then you're settled, and that's fine. No judgment, because it's not my place to judge you on it, or anyone else's. Just like it's not my place to judge this so-called husband that I've had for the last almost 4 years, who still insists on being a bachelor instead of a family person. I'm not judging him. That's his choice. Yes, he shouldn't have brought us into his life if that's really what he wanted to do, but a lot of people really don't know what they want. So I don't blame him. I don't hold any guilt or animosities or anger or any of that against him. I totally get it. He has his own life to live. He has his own journey and his own path for his growth or not growing. And it's not on me. It's not my place to judge, and it's not my place to drag him across the finish line. It's his choice. It's everybody's choice. So where do you choose to be? Do you choose to be the constant cheerleader for other people? Or do you be, or should you be the cheerleader for yourself? It's not a selfish thing to choose yourself when you understand that it's not your business or your purpose in life to be their cheerleader anyway. Don't you see that? Then I had this other person a while back that said they're in this bad relationship, similar to mine, where the person is completely the opposite of who they are. But there's no way out. There's always a way out. Always. And it starts with unshackling yourself in your thoughts. Okay? So I hope you're listening to me address this, and I will not call that person by their name. They know who they are. There's always a way out. Always. And you don't have to necessarily even worry what that path is. Just walk in the faith that God's going to lead you out of it. Walk in that faith and be grateful for it and give thanks to it when you speak to God daily. Thank God for showing you the way out, for delivering you from this unsettling lifestyle that you find yourself in. Walk in that faith, and those doors will open for you. I assure you they will. I can sit here and tell you that with 100% assurity, even though I sit in the situation I'm in right now. Why? Because I've been in the situation before where I've had to walk on faith, walk in my faith, that God will deliver me from the situation I was in. Keep in mind, I've been married 5 times. No, not all of them were horrible, but some of them were quite horrible. Much worse than the situation I'm in right now. Much worse. I mean, I have literally faced the devil and married the devil in my past. And what seemed like no way out, once I got past the thought of there's no way out, the doors opened wide and I was free. It can happen for all of us. It does happen easily once you walk in faith. Once you know your clear boundaries. Once you decide to be your cheerleader. Once you choose you. Not out of guilt. Not out of sadness. Not out of anger. And out of love. Love for you. Because you know you deserve better. You deserve more than what you're getting. Walk in that faith. And God will open doors for you. God can move mountains, and so can you. We are powerful people. Powerful creatures. Way beyond the majority of the population's understanding. And there are some things that are out of your control that you need to not try to control. Not try to navigate through or even manipulate. Simply rest. Sit still. Be in faith. Just know your worth and know that God will deliver you because you're worth it. I think it's really important that everybody understand that. For all of us. First for ourselves. But then that spills over into the compassion we can walk forth in for everyone else. Because you can eliminate So much of the negative feelings, of the anger, the animosities, the anxieties, the wishful thinking, so much of other people, expectations, control of other people. You don't control other people. We have free will. Everybody has their own free will. Once you really truly understand that, then you can really understand from a higher perspective and have compassion for them and not judge them, not fault them, not look down upon them or look up at them even. Everyone's on a same level playing field. This is a soul journey. We are all a spiritual being in a human experience. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's not a belief. That's not a thought. It's a fact. You're conscious. You're a conscious being. And it's your responsibility to do your own work. Nobody else's. And when you see that from a higher perspective, the go fuck yourself attitude is not one of hate. It's one of matter of fact. It's about understanding that everybody has their own journey and their own choices to make. You can't make their choices for them. You can't save them. You can't change them. And you shouldn't want to. But when you level up in your own soul growth, then you understand that there's no need to want to. There's no drive or desire of ego to change anything about anybody. It's about acceptance. Now, for me personally, this person that I've been married to, I've had full acceptance of who they are. Full acceptance. I understand their journey. Compassionately, I understand it. But I also understand that it does not give them permission to treat me poorly, to put me down, or to put down my children, or to treat us like we're less than anyone else. I firmly believe that when you're in a relationship, you should be showing the person that you're with and the children involved that they are important to you. In some way, shape, or form, that should be made clear. And when it isn't made clear, then what is clear is that they're not important, and therefore you shouldn't be together. Clear boundaries. And I've given him many opportunities to show us in some way, shape, or form that we're important, that we matter. And literally the words have came out of his mouth that we are not his priority. Okay. Yes, that hurt a little. It did, I'll admit, it hurt. And then I gathered myself and remembered what I know and reminded myself that that was my answer. We're not a priority to him. And so he shouldn't be a priority to us. It's time for us to move on. That was when I began to sit still in faith of waiting for God to clear my path. It was a very pivotal moment. And if you can hear my child in the background, I do apologize for his noise. He's autistic and my birds are going off and he hates my bird's sound. So if you're hearing that, I'm really sorry for that. But he has sound canceling headphones. He just doesn't wear them often. So yeah, I do apologize if you're hearing that. So just to reiterate and recap real quick, being of service is not about stretching yourself beyond your means for others, unless it feels right for you to do so. Not out of guilt, not out of convincing yourself that it's the right thing to do, but because your heart truly says to you, you need to do this for this person. Without expectations, you see. We need to be doing things for people because we want to, not because there's something to get from it, including love. You know, again, perfect example, this relationship that I'm in. I love him very much. My children love him. They call him dad. They don't have a dad. They don't have a dad. I have sole custody of them because their dad is a wretched devil. And even the judge knew. And so, yes, I was hopeful that they would have a dad. But he doesn't want to be their dad. It doesn't change the fact that we love him. We do love him. But we're not meant to be here. And yeah, sometimes that's a really hard decision to make when you love someone, but you know that you don't belong with them and you don't deserve them because they're not good enough for you. Particularly if they've tried to make you feel like you're the one that's not enough and you're the one that's the problem because you don't conform or dumb yourself down to their level. I know that it's difficult. I don't sit here and preach to you like I'm above anything. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that so that you can trust what I've learned and use it for your benefit. Because we are all jaded. And we are all going to have struggles. And we're all going to meet those people that we offer our love to that don't return it. And we need to all know what to do with that so that it's not hurtful, but empowering. A way for you to grow from it and learn from it. And truly understand that it was a necessary thing for you to experience so that you could learn your own self-worth and self-love and clear boundaries. And yes, we teach what we most needed to learn. That's absolutely true. And that's why I am a teacher of these things.